Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you have never been here before. My name is Lauren and this is Chicago Reacts. Today I am reacting to a creator that has been requested on a poll we recently did. High Boi apparently does movie reviews as explained by an idiot. So the one I've chosen for today is The Iron Giant explained by an idiot. Now I love this movie. I really do. I didn't for a long time, and once again, it was a movie that my brother really liked, and so I, of course, went through a phase wherein everything he liked was automatically terrible. But I eventually grew out of that phase, and when I was about like 15 or 16, I started watching this movie again and was like, oh, it's actually amazing. It's so good and gorgeous. So I am excited to watch The Iron Giant explained by an idiot. Again, I have never seen anything by this creator, so I don't know if it's going to be more of a mockery, or if it's going to be something like, did he enjoy it? I don't know. So I'm excited to see what somebody else thinks about it. I'm assuming his shtick is that he gets high, watches the movie, and then recaps it. But that would just be my initial gut reaction to what his username is, and also the little animate, like a little picture I saw of him in the thumbnail of a lot of these videos. So that's just my assumption. I don't know if it's true, but I'm excited to see how this turns out. So thank you for suggesting it. I'm excited to watch The Iron Giant explained by an idiot, especially because I haven't actually seen this movie in a long time. This always feels like a Christmas movie to me. I don't know why, but anyway. Let us begin.
Welcome to the Iron Giant, or Iron, whichever way you want to pronounce it. I feel like the people who argue about that pronunciation also have fights about whether it's pronounced GIF or GIF.
It's
These
GIF.
people are also known as time-wasting dipshits. So am I right now. Let me get back to the movie. Fuck, I didn't even start the movie. I gotta stop doing this sidetracking shit. A rock is falling out of space, or is it a rock? Then a guy lost at sea in a storm spots it falling from the earth and crashes into a lighthouse, or does he crash into a lighthouse? Ooh. Then gets washed away to an actual lighthouse. Then we pan over to him in a small town diner where the sailor dude is telling people about what he saw and the sea, and he called the government about it, and nobody believes him. However, Goatee Dean and main character Cho'Gath the kid overheard him, and Cho'Gath believes the nutjob. Then Dean's dick turns into a squirrel and he lets it loose on the diner. And later that night, Cho'Gath's mom, who works at the diner, is going to be late because she's working, which means that he will reign supreme over their house and do whatever he wants. So while he eats diabetes fuel and watches smart score scary movies, the TV shits the bed. So the brave little lad climbs up to the roof to see what's up with the antenna and finds it gone. He also notices massive tracks and broken shit all over the property. Now this, coupled with the fact that I know that the giant likes to eat metal and he ate the antenna probably, makes me ask how the fuck the kid didn't hear him. And I know what you're gonna say. I know. He did hear something that he was gonna go and check.
Who's there?
But it is not nearly as loud as it's supposed to.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. I never thought about that before. He did every other time the giant goes anywhere, the ground shakes. Was he super far away and he just grabbed the antenna? But like even then, the ground was very shaky every other time that he shows up. I never thought of that.
To be, because we will hear later how fucking loud and shitty at stealth this fucker is. Anyway, the kid gears up and armed with a BB gun that will destroy the torch that is attached to it if that trigger is pulled. Dipshit child. He sets off into the night to follow the trail till he finds this electrical grid power station thing that a big iron giant starts munching on till it touches the wrong thing and starts getting zippity zappity boobity boppity. And Cho'Gath starts feeling bad for the big giant and goes to switch off the power station and alleviate his suffering. And I refuse to believe that the electrical power station has its on and off switch alone, away from any other controls, not locked away in a room, box, or even behind a fence to stop anyone from fucking with the electrical grid, even in the 1950s. This is just retarded for any
Also
time,
a good
really.
point.
Where am I wrong again here?
Ooh, I don't like that word.
So the kid checks out the passed out giant. The giant wakes up and freaks the kid. The kid runs away to find his mom, who was out looking for him after she could not find him at home. He tries to tell her what he saw in a panic, but she not having it. Like, shut the fuck up, kid. We're poor. And I got...
Yeah, and she has had a 15-hour day already. Like, I don't want to deal with this nonsense. I used to be more on the kid's side on this because of course he has actually seen something, but now as someone who has worked 14-hour days in a restaurant, I'm like, no, I don't know. Talk to me and die. I have to go to work and be pleasant in 7 hours. This is not the time for any nonsense or even anything serious. Like, shut up. I get it. I get it now, Hogarth's mom.
Work tomorrow. In the car. They drive home and Cho'Gath looks back to see the giant staring at them and he does not say anything. I know your mom's mad, kid, but I'd say that is pretty worth it to force her to stop and look just to prove that you ain't talking diarrhea butthole speak out of your mouth. Also, what's stopping the giant from following them? Next, kid goes to school. Dean fucks with the mom. Flirts with the mom. I'm pretty sure what the fucking happens.
I love Dean.
Later. He also picks up a scrap tractor with a bite out of it. Then we cut to government dude Kent Ainsley sent to investigate the weird happenings in this town, and he is the lead of this movie. Also the only character other than the mom that has colored eyes. Don't know why that is, but he don't give a fuck about this town and he thinks that people are crazy. However, one huge bite out of his preferred means of transport later is enough to convince him that bigger things are afoot here. Also, the giant eats his car in 2 bites unnoticed, and I am clueless as to why he did it in 2 bites and how he once again got away with it quietly. And from now on, I'm gonna try my hardest to ignore questioning how this evidently incredibly loud robot does shit quietly throughout this whole movie.
Oh man, I'm never gonna be able to not think about that ever again.
I try my best, no promises though. Moving on to Cho'Gath, who's trying to lure in the giant with a tiny piece of metal so he can take a picture of him, but it takes too long. He takes a selfie and falls asleep, then wakes up with the giant right behind him, so he runs away scared for his life, loses the camera in between shots, and then finally gets stopped by a tree branch. The giant pops a squat right next to him and shows him the shut-off switch, so Cho'Gath figures that he's friendly, like, damn, I didn't know he would chill like that. That guy's so sick. He tries to communicate with him and teaches him some English, and decides to not tell the authorities or anyone about the giant because Americans tend to be a little bit gun-ho whenever they see something they don't understand or isn't deep fried. And he tells him to stay in the woods because
it's the 50s.
Because his mom's gonna get worried. But retard giant does not understand shit. And
I wish he wouldn't say that.
And then he tries to eat some train tracks right as the train is about to pass by. So the kid expertly communicates to him that he needs to fix the train tracks. And after the kid says, "That's good enough, let's go," the giant knows that that isn't the case. That is an easy derailment right there, you dumbass hoe. And while Joe kills him to get out the way, he's like, "Shush, child, this requires precision, extreme care." Ooh, shiny. Poof, huge collision. The giant comes apart, but that's okay because he can fix himself. So Cho'Gath goes to
What about the train?
And goes to eat food with his mom. Only to
I also never really thought about that before. What about the train? Was it a freight car? I don't remember. Was it a freight train? Was anybody like on it? Did everyone die?
Find that one of the giant's dislocated hands is fucking around in his house, which I don't think should happen because robots just don't miss a hand that they're reassembling. He has a bump in his head, so maybe he's glitched out. A computer's glitched out sometimes, so whatever. He notices the hand, excuses himself to go deal with it, only to have Captain Jackass knock on the door asking to use their phone because he went to investigate the train shit, and the survivors told him, yes, there were survivors. People that survived are the train conductors. How is that possible? They were at the helm of the train. They should be fucking dead, but whatever. They told him about this big metal giant and he wants to go use a phone, call the army dudes to give him backup because he thinks it's the Russians or a Sputnik or something. I don't know. But the dude on the phone's like, bitch, please at least give me some evidence first and ask for troops, motherfucker. Then Ainsley notices that the BB gun he found at the power station belongs to the kid, and he hears his mom tell him about how the kid is talking about big robots and shit. So now he has a lead on where to get evidence for his troops. And after Cho'Gath evacuates the hand from the bathroom and then pretends to evacuate his bowels, he goes to read the giant some bedtime stories and tells him about Superman, how he's just like him and should only use his powers for good and not for bad, just like Superman. Then the giant gets hungry. I don't understand how he digests metal. It's obviously fuel for him. Does he evacuate his bowels? Does he shit? Does he release gases? Whatever. I'm just gonna chalk it up to space movie science. So they go look for food and find this abandoned car, but sadly it gets towed away by Dean to his scrapyard. But Cho'Gath knows that when life gives you shit, you make Kool-Aid, and figures out that the scrapyard is basically like an open buffet for the giant. So they go there and he gets his nutrition on, but they make a lot of noise with this one specific car that he gets.
Yeah, that one, the horn goes off for some reason.
That probably killed someone. Or
yeah, probably.
Maybe it landed in the woods. This is a small town and America is pretty big. You know, you can fit all the humans on Earth in one glob of humans that won't even fill up 1% of the Grand Canyon. That's true facts, by the way. Trust me, I am YouTuber. I give you best price only for you, my friend.
I wonder if that's true. I mean, I mean, there are 9 billion of us now. I think you could probably fill up the Grand Canyon.
Best price, only for you. The noise he makes alerts Dean, so Cho'Gath goes to deal with that. Then Dean invites him in, imparts some wisdom on him.
That's actually a funny story. We're just going to talk about something very funny really quickly. That's something that... that's how I got my bottle of bourbon here. I was like, best price for you only. Like, he didn't say it like that, but he was like, hey, by the way, just so you know, because I told him I was getting whiskey. So he was like, hey, just so you know, if you get this one, I'll give it to you for $25 when the list price is $32. And I'm like, great. So as long as you pay cash, if you pay cash, you get it for $25. I was like, you know what? I'll take a $7 discount. That's fine with me. I've got the cash. 90 cents. Was like, thank you for giving this to me at cost. I don't know if it was overstock. I don't know what the deal was, but it was really funny. Like, took out like a Tupperware and just put the money in it. I was like, I feel like something shady's gone down here. I'm not sure what it is, but I did kind of benefit from it. I think one of my roommates benefited from it too. It's like, hey, yeah, sure, I'll give you cash for a cheaper bottle of whiskey, but that's what that feels like to me, basically.
Then more noise happens, and this time it is unmistakably the giant. And after he convinces the giant not to kill Dean, he convinces Dean to let the giant stay in his junkyard and eat his business. But Dean says he can only stay for tonight. And with the sun rising, the kid gets home just in time to find out that Ainsley has rented a room in their house, and he gets a call from Dean.
Hey, 50s Airbnb.
It's morning now.
No, you said you could stay tonight, and technically it was the morning at the time, meaning he still has the full day to stay there, bitch. Also, how did he get his fucking phone number? Fuck, I forgot phone books existed. Never mind. He shuts the line because Detective Dickhead is turning into Detective Pain in the Ass, nagging him about big robot information that he keeps denying even exists, while Dean struggles with the giant till he uses him to make art out of his scrap, which is a hobby of his. And after Cho'Gath loses Ainsley by feeding him laxatives, he joins them to find out that they are getting along like two cakes in a urinal, so they play a bit and go to a lake where the giant cannonballs it and causes a minor natural disaster. Dean gets tsunamied over to the middle of the road and displays the biggest dick energy I have ever seen in my entire life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
You're right in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ainsley was troubleshooting and investigating until he stumbles upon Cho'Gath's lost camera in the woods, where he finds proof of what he needs in the selfie he took. How did Cho'Gath not hear the fucking big giant move behind him? Fuck, I said I would not bring this up. I said I'm not.
But I do want to know. I never thought about any of that before. God, it's such a good freaking point.
And Giganto connecting with nature, and a deer that immediately gets shot by a bunch of hunters that he scares off, and Giganto gets sad because of that. By the way, they seem very nonchalant about the fact that two more loose ends just ran away and they're trying to keep him a secret. But anyway, Giganto gets really sad and Cho'Gath gets all philosophical with him about life and death and telling him that death is a part of life and it's not bad to die, but it's bad to kill, and souls don't die. Cute stuff, very cool, very nice. Giant feels better now and goes to sleep and has dreams that are more like memories of him going Terminator crazy on a fucking alien planet that gets transmitted to Dean's TV. Then back at Cho'Gath's home.
No? What? That wasn't in my VHS of that movie. Do I have to like find a new version of the Iron Giant and watch that? Cause that 100% never happened in my version of the movie that I saw growing up. Like the version I saw of the movie growing up, it was never fully explained where the giant came from and if it was actually a space thing or if it like it was never explained, ever. That did not happen.
Kent guy interrogates the kid with his proof and gets the location of the giant, then drugs the kid, puts him to sleep, calls the army to come over, then traps the kid in his own room. How did the mom let this clearly predatorial psycho stay in the same house? Not only that, in the room across from her child. Maybe he's not clearly predatorial, but he's clearly a fucking psycho, unhinged fucker. They play a game of you go to sleep first, bitch.
Yeah, also there was that whole bit in the beginning of the movie too where the mom was like, show him around, see him in the sights. I'm like, it's small town Maine. What sights, first of all? But sorry if you live in small town Maine. But like, I don't know. I feel like today, nobody would, like, you know, you get your Airbnb people in, yeah, fine. You're not going to send them out with your child to just exist with them. You don't know this person.
No, you go to sleep first, bitch! And Ainsley seems to win, or does he? Because Cho'Gath got past him when he was asleep and got word to Dean, who cleverly disguised the giant as a giant piece of art that is not moving. He was instructed to not move. For the army next day to arrive and see the giant as art, and that leads Kent to get chewed out by the main army dude and gets shafted from his job. And after the coast is clear, Cho'Gath, these nuts, starts playing with the giant who wants to be Superman. But as soon as he sees this plastic gun, his evil senses switch on and almost kills the kid. And after Dean protects him and tells him off, the giant, who is disgusted by his own actions, runs away. But when he does that, Dean figures out that he was only prompted to switch on his evil senses once he saw that gun. He was acting defensively. So they go after him on Dean's bike because he's sad that Dean told him nothing but a big gun and ran away. It's snowing now and the giant is still bummed.
Yeah, that was weird.
Two kids from falling off a building, revealing himself to the whole town. Those kids are still very much dead since his hand is still solid. Them falling on it is still like falling on the sidewalk. Although he might have matched his hand to their speed and dampened his hand a bit to provide a soft.
I think that's what he did. I think that, no, I feel like when I saw it, it. Like he moves it down. Like he goes up to meet them and moves it down. Like I feel like they were fine. I mean, bruised.
Because the angle and frame it was shot in didn't allow for the proper depth perception to notice that. Anyway, kid makes it to the giant. Giant's like, I am not a gun. Then the army who was convoying away notices the giant, and you'd think they'd be gone by now. I mean, for crying out loud, the kid almost died, the giant ran away, and the town got covered in a thick layer of snow. Isn't the army supposed to be efficient and quick and shit? Whatever.
No.
They turn back and shoot at the giant, so he runs away with the kid, and Dean's like, stop shooting at him. He only reacts defensively, and he's got the kid with him. So Angel's like, I'll deal with it. Turns to the general and says, he says I killed the kid. We must destroy at all costs. What a yo. That guy can go to hell and deep throat a cactus. Fuck.
His name, I love it too, like he keeps calling him, his name is Mansley in the movie, which is just... The names in this movie are a little wonky sometimes. They got Hogarth Hughes. They do make fun of Hogarth's name in the movie, but like, his name is freaking Mansley. Oh, Mansley. He's so dumb.
Fuck that guy. Big army response. Mom does sick J turn to follow the giant that has her kid. Wait a minute, where's Dean? Wasn't he following the giant too on his bike? Whatever. Turns out big guy can fly, and he gets shot at some more, and he fights demons, then gets sniped out of the sky. By the way, pretty sure Iron Man stole their fighter jet bit from this scene. They crash
yeah,
down,
I think he did.
Out, but giant guy thinks that he's dead. And the army is still arming, so he chooses violence and uses space tech to
yeah, he does.
them, goes on a tear in his Decepticon form. So they decide to lure him away from the town and nuke him with a nuclear sub. But then the mom and Dean get to the kid, and he comes to, gets conscious, then runs over to the giant, saving a whole ship from his Kamehame chest ha, and he risks his life to tell him, you don't have to be a gun, you are who you choose to be. So the giant comes to, yeah. He snaps out of it, and they go to show the general that he is friendly, and he believes that. But Super Kent snatches the telecommunication device out of his hand and orders the sub to launch the nuke at the giant's current location, which is right where they are. And Kent's like, fuck you, fuck my country, fuck this shit, I want to live, I'm out of here.
Nah.
I'm here to die with them, but the giant has other plans. He tells the kid, you stay,
Yeah.
I go, no following. It's not like he can, you big metal moron. Alright, I'm just being a dick, I like ruining cute moments, okay? He takes off skyward to bear the full brunt of that nuke on his own, saving everyone, and the kid is obviously sad, but whatever, c'est la vie, am I right? Life goes on. Dean fucks his mom, and the general sends the kid the only recovered piece of the giant, which gets a big no way in hell that happens for me, because you just know that they're gonna keep any leftover piece and study the living shit out of that thing.
Possible that there was 2 leftover pieces, you know?
No matter how small it is. But anyway, that tiny jaw screw then starts on its long voyage all the way over to Iceland, where most of the probably considerably radioactive giant is, starting his reassembly process. Yay. This movie gets 18 watts out of 18 Australian dollars.
Alright. You know what? It is still a really cute movie then. Even watching it through that lens. And you know what? High Boi made some points, yo. I had not even considered a lot of that stuff. Like, at all. I was like, oh yeah, why was he always so... How did he always... Like, what? His stealth was terrible. I'm so confused. Also, he got him, like, into the town, kind of. Like, how far away from town did he live? Did he live really far away from town? Also, why? Like, clearly they weren't using, like, they weren't farming. They had a tractor, but they weren't farming. So another thing to wonder about the Iron Giant I had never really considered before. But anyway... That was the Iron Giant explained by an idiot. And you know what? The idiot had quite a few good points, and I might continue to watch some more of those videos. That was entertaining, and I like to see other people, you know, reacting to various movies that I do enjoy. And like I said, I've enjoyed that one as a kid. It got a little bit repetitive for a while. It was one of those movies that that we had to watch a lot. We had to watch a lot of it because my brother really liked it. But ultimately, I came around and learned that, yes, you know what? He had a good point. It was a good movie. I just went through a period of time where I was like, if there's no singing, I'm not involved. Thank you. Goodbye. But I definitely... I still like the movie. I kind of want to watch it again because now I've learned that there's like extra content that was not in my VHS tape of The Iron Giant that I watched. I did end up watching it over and over again. But I'm like, gotta see what's up. That was fun. And again, he made some very good points. Things that I don't think that I've ever really considered before and probably wouldn't have considered if I was doing a rewatch for nostalgia's sake. I would just be watching it for nostalgia's sake. So I appreciate that about High Boi. So thank you very much for requesting him, for letting me know that he existed. That was fun. If you got other requests or suggestions, let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, you share, subscribe. We really like it when you subscribe to us. Let us know what else we should react to. So thank you very, very much. And if you can become a Patreon, we'd also really appreciate that. You get to participate in polls. Some of the polls that were used to create this video actually are Patreon level polls, so thank you for that. Make sure that you can also get some content early. You can get some things that are less edited. All sorts of fun things if you become a Patreon supporter. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Cheers.